Red lights slammed on across Asterion Station. Pod 7 flatlined. Nora did not shout. She did not freeze. She slapped the manual override, cracked the seal, and shoved her hands into the sterile fog. Come on, Pearl. Stay with me. The cub was tiny in the gel cradle, but the monitors screamed like a dying star. Her silver-striped fur had dulled. Her chest hitched. Her body fought everything they gave it. The station AI spoke in a calm voice that made Nora want to throw it through a wall. Recommended action: administer immunostimulant package 42. Nora's jaw locked. Package 42 is what triggered the rejection spiral. Correct. Probability of success, 11%. Then we make a new probability. Nora set the injector down. Pearl's veins were already swollen from 7 approved solutions. The cub's immune system was panicking, attacking help like it was poison. Pull the full tox panel, Nora ordered. And every record on juvenile molting collapse. Query running. If you're here for danger, heart, and stubborn human grit, hit like, subscribe, and tell me your favorite moment in the comments when we get there, because Nora was about to break protocol to save a cub. Asterion Station was a bright, spinning crossroads between sectors. Traders and patrol crews flowed through glass corridors like nothing was wrong. The medical bay held the truth. Pearl was a Luminari juvenile, rescued from a pirate-scuttled liner 3 days ago. The only survivor in a nursery module, wrapped in emergency foil, clutching a cracked toy starfish. Now she lay in Pod 7, fading. Across the bay, Chief Physician Dr. Verran paced, for hands clasped behind his back. Velkari. Brilliant. Precise. The kind of doctor who trusted numbers more than instincts. All standard protocols have been executed, Verran said. We cannot treat a Luminari cub as if she were human. Nora kept her eyes on Pearl's vitals. I'm not trying to make her human. I'm trying to keep her alive. The immunity cascade is worsening, Verran replied. She rejects synthesized nutrients. She rejects boosters. She rejects stabilizers. Nora watched the screen. Fever spike, heart stutter, breath shallow. She's starving, Nora said. Not just of calories. Of something else. Verran's crest flared. Define something else. Warmth. Familiarity. Comfort, Nora said quietly. The body can't heal while it thinks it's still being hunted. Comfort is not medication. Then why do we visit patients instead of sending drones? Nora shot back. The AI chimed. Comparable cases. 4. Survival rate. 0. Verran stared. No recorded survival. Nora exhaled once. Then we become the first. She left the med bay and marched to the nutrition bay. The synthesizers were meant for sterile slurries and precise supplements. The Alliance loved food that tasted like efficiency. Safe, repeatable, documented. Pearl's body hated it. Nora pressed her palm to the cold panel and remembered her grandmother's voice. When the body says no, stop arguing. Give it something it can accept. She searched the station database for things it labeled non-essential. Bone stock. Gentle salts. Binding starch. Root aromatics. Thermal infusion. A warning flashed. Non-medical preparation detected. Unit allocated for clinical nutrition only. Nora typed her clearance and forced an override. Pretend it's clinical. The machine hesitated, then obeyed. When Verran arrived, he stopped short. You are repurposing medical nutrition equipment. I'm repurposing a chance, Nora said. He scanned the recipe. Bone broth. Broth with mild starch and anti-inflammatory aromatics, Nora corrected. Simple building blocks. Warm. Familiar. This is not in any Alliance database. That's the problem with the database, Nora said. It only knows what's already been approved. If Pearl dies because you fed her superstition. Nora's eyes stayed steady. If Pearl dies, it'll be because we did everything right until she died anyway. The synthesizer began to hum. It was not sterile and it was not blank. The scent that rose was real food, soft and golden. Verran's nostrils flared despite himself. This smell is unsettling. It's human, Nora said. It's comfort. Nora carried the steaming cup back like it was a fragile star. Pearl was worse. The cub trembled under sedation. Her tail lay limp. The monitor line wavered, threatening to snap. Nora sat beside Pod 7 and lowered her voice. Pearl, I'm here. She tapped the pod shell in a gentle rhythm. 3 beats, then 2. Something she'd done since the rescue without realizing why. Pearl's eyelids fluttered. Nora opened the feeding port and cooled a spoonful with a breath. Verran hovered behind her. 1 sip. If there is an adverse reaction, we stop. Nora nodded. 1 sip. She touched the spoon to Pearl's mouth. For a heartbeat. Nothing happened. Then Pearl's nostrils flared. Her tiny hands twitched. Her tongue moved, slow at first, then certain. Pearl swallowed. The monitors shifted. Small, but unmistakable. Heart rate steadied. Oxygen climbed. The fever spike paused like it had been interrupted mid-scream. Pearl's eyes opened, glassy, then locked on Nora's face. Nora's throat tightened. Hey, Moonlight. The translator chirped faintly. Warm. Nora offered another spoon. Pearl drank again. And again. Then her hands reached toward the port, weak but urgent. Behind Nora, Verran whispered, almost unwilling. Her digestive tract is not rejecting it. Nora didn't look away. Because her body doesn't feel attacked. 20 minutes later, Asterion Station went into lockdown. Lights dimmed. Alarms rolled through the corridors. Security alert, the AI announced. Docking arm 3 breached. Unknown borders. Probability of pirates, 73%. Nora's stomach dropped. This could not happen now. Pearl had finally stopped trembling. Her breathing was deeper. Real sleep hovered at the edge of her face. Then the med bay temperature fell as power rerouted. Pearl stirred immediately, sensing the change. A thin whine escaped her throat. Nora leaned close, voice fierce and steady. You are safe. I am not leaving you. The intercom cracked. Medical bay. We have injured crew incoming. Verran turned toward the doors. We must open triage. We will, Nora said, but we do it my way. She snapped orders at the AI. Route injured to Bay 2. Keep Bay 7 isolated. Conflict detected, the AI replied. Triage protocols prioritize critical injuries. Nora's eyes hardened. Override. I am triage. A pause followed. Then the AI replied, routing updated. Verran stared at her. That was not authorized. Nora's smile was thin. Then consider this the part where we survive anyway. The next 2 hours were chaos. Security traded fire in the docking ring. Burned crew and bleeding officers flooded the med bay. Nora stitched in clipped, brutal precision, hands steady even when the station shuddered. But every few minutes she returned to Pearl and to warmth. When the fighting finally dulled to distant thumps, Nora found Verran at the analyzer, crest dim, expression conflicted. This should not be working, he said. Nora rinsed her hands. But it is. Verran looked past her to Pearl. Explain. Nora nodded at the cub's steady breath. Trauma makes the body defensive. Every sterile compound feels like another trap. This tastes like safety. Like food. Like care. That is psychology. It's biology, Nora said. A living system isn't just chemistry. Its survival instincts. Another tremor rippled through the station. Pearl stirred, then settled when Nora tapped the rhythm again. The monitors held, then shifted upward. Verran's voice went quiet with awe. Her fever is breaking. Nora didn't let herself celebrate yet, but something in her chest loosened for the first time in days. By morning, the borders were gone. Pearl slept naturally, not sedated. She woke hungry. Nora fed her slowly, broth after broth, and watched the cub's color return like sunrise. On day 3, Pearl stood. Wobbly, tail swaying, but standing. She padded across the med bay toward Nora, clutching the cracked toy starfish. Her fur shimmered again, silver with soft iridescent stripes. Pearl held the toy up. Fix. Nora smiled. Yeah. We'll fix it. Verran approached with a tablet. Alliance Medical Command replied. He read aloud. Request approved. Designation: Nora Comfort Protocol. Mandatory stocking of organic ingredient kits for juvenile trauma cases across Alliance stations. Nora blinked. They named it after me. Verran's eyes were thoughtful. They named it after the first person who treated a cub like a living being instead of a chart. Pearl tugged Nora's sleeve. More warm soup. You want to help make it? Nora asked. Pearl's ears perked. Help. In the nutrition bay, Nora set Pearl on a safe stool and placed pre-measured ingredients in front of her. Pearl poured the starch packet with the seriousness of a scientist. Nora watched, heart full in a way sterile lights could never explain. Somewhere out in the dark, pirates still prowled. Wars still brewed. Space stayed cold. But on Asterion Station, a cub who should have died was measuring ingredients with tiny hands. And the galaxy was learning that healing could taste like warmth. If you made it to the end, hit like, subscribe, and comment your favorite moment, the first sip, the lockdown twist, or Pearl's first steps.